Squad. You know what time it is.
Ay, 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 ay.
Hey guys, back at you with the Goon Squad. My name is Jocelyn. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial today for you all, and I'm also going to be talking about the time I was bullied, cyberbullied, and just tormented for a long time. Now, this gets pretty wild. Um, but anyways, I was pretty young, and I just feel like I was definitely bullied. So I know I'm not the only one out there that had some type of situation like maybe mine happened to them, but it's good to always talk about things that a lot of people are kind of afraid to speak up about. But, anyways, this is just a good way to shine light on all those things that have happened. Today we're just gonna have to stick with my basic makeup routine. This is my makeup routine that I like to do when I go out one night or I just kind of want to go get some dinner at some, fine restaurant. Very good makeup routine that allows even beginners who have never really, touched a brush before or have had some type of experience with makeup. We have all gone through it. We all don't know kind of what we're doing when we first start makeup. But yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so now we are going to talk about what's on my face. So I have already moisturized. I use the CeraVe everything. I am a CeraVe girl. I definitely do, if I'm saying it right, CeraVe. Um, I'm definitely that type of girl. I don't like to use a lot of products on my face just because I am the type to easily break out. But if that's not you, I'm sure that there's other things that are definitely a little bit more in the shelves with maybe a little bit more money in your pocket. But I'm definitely just kind of stick to the basics of it all. Okay, sorry guys. I apologize. My audio went out while filming this video. So while I was editing it, I couldn't hear myself good, but all I'm doing in this video here is explaining the CeraVe products that I use, which is the Acne Control Cleanser, the Foaming Facial Cleanser, and the Daily Moisturizing Lotion. I also use it and pair it up at night with the Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion. This is this normal to dry lotion. Um, and yeah, and I just add my primer, which I'm doing here, and I will finish it off with some music now. Okay, so I'm going to use this Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is a really good product for any beginners. What we're first gonna do is we're gonna comb down our eyebrow hairs just like so. And what we're gonna do next is we're going to outline the top of our eyebrow. So you'll see this is the top of my eyebrow. And we're gonna wanna give it a little bit of some some strokes downward, going down following the eyebrow shape. And after this, we're gonna comb our eyebrow towards that shape. Even if you don't have thick eyebrows, you can still make the illusion of having eyebrows with strokes, slight pen strokes following the brow width, like so. And then fill in any of the areas that need a little bit more of concealment with the brow. And with this, we're going to drag down towards the tip of the eyebrow, and we're going to push it outwards, following the middle of our forehead. And with this, feel free to do what it needs to do so it can sit kind of evenly following the eyebrow shape, which it takes some practice, but it's definitely worth it when you see the final results. Okay, so now we are going to be using the L'Oreal 385 Amber Ombre. And then, sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing words. I'm sorry. Um, and I'm also going to be using the NARS concealer. But anyways, let's get started on this story that I have to tell you. Okay, so let's just go with this girl had already been in my elementary school with all of us kids. Um, what ended up happening was she basically had um gone to my school but had to leave when we were, I think, in this first or second grade. I can't remember, but she had to move because she just had to move. She went to a different primary school. So she ended up leaving. I don't remember her coming back until, I want to say, the fourth grade. I really, this female that I'm talking about, I have so many endless times and just really, really bad feelings about her because of the way she was towards me. And I'll get into that more in depth because I don't think anybody should ever be treated like that. And I really don't think that it was a smart thing for her to do. And that is just bullying, and then taking it a step further and just doing it behind closed doors. Okay, and the concealer that I'm using for my underneath my eyebrow is the 385 from L'Oreal. I don't think you can see that very well, so trust my word. But um I'm doing it on the other eyebrow now. But yeah, she just ended up being so rude about everything that was me, her, and my friend. And when doing this, it's gonna look a little crazy, but I promise you, you're doing nothing wrong. It's literally just you having to blend in the whole thing. So it's a lot of blending, but we're gonna do our whole face, girls. And just continue to blend everything out as much as you can. This is just gonna help with the blending process. Um here in a second as well. So I I really do think I am a believer of blending does the whole makeup. Um, I was a victim of not blending in my makeup, and that ended up being horrible. So true fact about me. Okay, so this is what I like to do with my NARS, and I don't care what anybody says. It's just how I do it. So if you don't do it like this, that's totally fine. And we're going to just apply it on the eyebrow, on the top of the eyebrow, and go with the shape. And then obviously we're not going to blend with the brush, but we're just going to blend it in with a brush. So this is the brush I'm using. This brush is literally hairy, but it can be any brush because this is a makeup, art tool brush. So anything works, I promise. Okay, okay, so let's talk about the fact that this girl had came back and was just so messy that I had to kind of like hold myself accountable to having to deal with this person, if that makes sense. I don't think that she ever apologized for what she did, so that's why I don't think that it was fair, obviously, because I'm 21 now and I'm talking about it. Yeah, she basically had made this whole story up with my friend, best friend that I had at the time, about how I was literally the worst person that you could possibly be friends with. Let me explain. I had a best friend forever. Um, and let's say her name was Penelope. So Penelope and I, we were really good friends. We never had no issue, no beef. We were just together all the time, and we hung out at each other's houses. But what started off as a really close friendship, it even started getting bad because of this specific girl. And this specific girl, I'm not going to name any names because, first of all, I'm not that famous to like say her name. So now I'm going to use this tinted moisturizer, and this is from Ulta Beauty. This is the collection, and this is in the color tan. And this is looks really really bright at the this very moment, as you can tell, but I promise you it changes once it goes all over the place. So let me blend that out for you. Okay, so all I do is I use my fingers. I don't think this is gross. I think it's just moisturizer. So it does make you look a different color, but so far, as you can see, it matches with my skin. I don't think you can. Okay, so far, you might think it's a little too bright, but I promise you, it's so perfect with your skin. It matches your skin color really well. They have a lot of tints for this specific brand too. But anyways, she was something else, man. And so yeah, no, she was a very, very um I want to say bad-spirited person because I don't think that that just happens to anybody as well. But she did have things going on in her personal life, just such as brother with cancer, and I really do think that that's something that can tip person off, especially if it's someone that they really, really love. And I do believe that that's why this all ended up happening because of, things that happened to her at such a young age that was awful because I could only imagine what it is to have someone like that. So I don't want to say anything bad on her as well, but she ended up making a Kick account. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the 385 still with L'Oreal. And I'm just going to put this underneath my eye as concealer, obviously, and then we're just going to drag that out. So each corner, you kind of want to just go off the base of your eye and just go up from there. It's like two check marks, but they're really big. What she ended up doing was getting me and this best friend of mine very close together, as in we're all friends and we're all talking to each other, um, and you know, conversating with each other about school, what type of events we're gonna be attending to, and just overall creating a friendship, creating a bond. Um, what ended up happening was it started getting into a toxic bond between me and this other girl. She ended up having my contact information, and the way she did it was we all had a Kick. A Kick was basically just a messaging app where all you needed was Wi-Fi and you had your own account. What ended up happening was we were all in a group chat together, and basically she was just making up lies to tell my friend. She was saying stuff like how I didn't have any reason to be her best friend because I don't know why, but I was a bad friend and I was spoiled to the point to where I didn't care about my best friend. Which now thinking about it, I'm like, how do you know if I care for someone or not? But at this young age, I'm young. So we don't know exactly why. I don't know exactly why she's targeting me, but it became something like that was happening every single day. And what I ended up having to do was get my spot back, like make sure she knew that me and her we had been friends since I can't remember, and not even that. We were honestly tied into the same family, me and my best friend. And so what ended up happening was she got jealous at me about all of these things that me and her were doing. She was messaging me a bunch of stuff saying mean awful things behind her back without her knowing. I was very distraught at this time. I didn't want to talk to nobody like that. I wasn't really having conversations at school like that anymore because of the fact that this was all happening. And it was happening so bad. It got so bad to the point where she was sending me videos about how I was just all of these words. Like, I could just go on with the type of language we were using. Okay, so now we are going to be blending that in, of course. And now that everything is blended in, we are going to be setting it all out. So I like to definitely put a lot of my concealer on my cheeks because of my cheeks being super big. And I wish I could say that in like a good way, but I just don't like having big cheeks. They make me do overtime. Okay. Make sure you just spread this makeup out. Make sure it's all blended out really well. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in on some baking powder. I'm just kidding. Setting powder. So this is my loose face powder. This is by Airspun. This loose powder lasts me all the time. So this I like to just spread it all over my middle area of the face, like straight middle. And so while that's happening, we are going to we are going to be curling our eyelashes. We are going to put on some eyelashes. Okay, so I think I have it on. Eyelashes are really hard sometimes. Sometimes they're not. So you can never really be too sure like why sometimes they don't look right or they a little out of focus, but anytime I have problems with this, I just like to correct it the lazy way, which is not picking at it and just curling my lashes. So like this one you can see on the side, I'm kind of left on having this stick to my eyelid and kind of does it for me. So now that those are on, I want to say that the setting powder that's been on my face that makes me look crazy needs to come off because you don't want to leave it on there too long. I feel like it just kind of sticks to the skin. This is just a normal brush I like to use. I think I bought this at Walmart for, I want to say $8, but it could have been cheaper probably. So I will definitely see after this. Um, but yeah, she was really, really rude. I really couldn't stand it anymore when it got to the point of losing my childhood best friend because I felt like me and her were inseparable and I felt like we had some type of connection. But now I look at it and I'm like, I don't think it was really of a connection. I think it was more of like, let's just like little kids, like we want to have fun too. So, um, yeah, I don't blame both of them or anything, but I do think that I was being targeted in a way because of basically not having a best friend anymore. Like at that point, I think that I kind of saw her true side because when I did have this problem happening, I did not have anything to like back myself up with. Far as that, I think I only had like screenshots and like proof like that. So, um, yeah, I felt like she never was vocal with what was happening, which is okay. Vocal with me, cussing me out. I won't put a screenshot in this video showing how bad it was because I think that's the only screenshot I have left um of that situation that happened. So, after a while, I thought it was gonna be something that was just gonna have temporarily happen to me, but after a while, it became something that I was no longer wanting and felt like I just wasn't gonna be able to escape it. So, I do think that overall, what ended up happening to me and her was something else different, but what the bully Penelope was doing was just mocking me, telling friends of friends what I was doing, um, playing the victim the whole entire time. And I was reaching out to guidance counselors in the school myself, probably thinking, well, where's your mom at? My mom knew it was not my fault. She knew that everything was happening because of a mean girl. Like, let her live. She's mean. When I was getting into the counselor's office, I remember telling them everything that was happening at that same time of the incident almost. Like, it would happen, and I would come back that Monday and we would talk about it. So, I never felt like I got some type of closure with everything. But I do think that my teacher was the biggest help. Okay, so now would be a good time to start concealing your nose, but I definitely don't like the process of concealing the nose, but I will always attempt to conceal the nose. So, what I do is I grab the Huda bronzer and I am going to apply this kind of at the rim of my nose and making that outline of a nose. I don't know how to explain it that well, but once you see the vision, I feel like that's when you catch up pretty fast. And you want to make sure you also are blending. So I'm gonna bring all the blending and blend it out fair. Okay, so she was telling me things, and I was always being played as the victim in the whole situation. Okay, so my fifth grade teacher was the Miss Honey. She's really sweet. She has two kids now. She was so sweet. I mean, that woman is honestly one of my biggest inspirations till this day because of everything that she did and has done for a long time since she's been teaching. Um, but she was just the biggest help, and she would definitely always ask me how things were between me and my best friend. Okay, so now that we have the makeup, we are going to be putting on blush to top it off. Um, this is just really simple, light, uh, poking at the face, really, because we don't really want too much where it's all pink. I don't really like too much blush, but yeah, just lightly tapping. And so whenever I was talking to um my teacher, she was letting me know she was talking to this bully. And she would talk about it during recess time, going around the track that we had at our school. And I guess just talking about the situation because I was coming with receipts to my teacher. Like I don't think I'm a snitch, but if you want to call me a snitch, call me a snitch. The person I was, and mind you, this person had a really, really strong desire to have some Latin, some type of descent, Hispanic descent, but she was 50, the half of it. The other half wasn't. So I don't know if it was some type of animosity towards the color of my skin or the way that I talk or the way that I handle stuff differently or how my family does traditions. I have no idea. But regardless of that, I think that it was just not cool. The Malibu highlighter. This is literally falling apart. Um, this is the Malibu, and she is perfect. I have had her for more than, I want to say, years, maybe 2 years. Face with a brush. What other thing is it gonna be put on my face with? But this is just gonna be put on the tip of my nose. I can't find my brush, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, but anyways, updates on her. From what I knew, I saw her profile come up on my suggestions on Facebook, and I went into her account because I'm gonna be a little sneaky bee and I'm gonna see what's going on. So I looked and she's pregnant, y'all. So congratulations to her. But yeah, no, I really don't want to wish anyone bad ever. I honestly like I'll say this to me right now and I'll say it to y'all and I'll say it to whoever needs to listen to it. Is I am genuinely happy for her, but this is just my comeback because why, you know? But I wish her the best in her pregnancy. I'm gonna be using the Turn On by NYX. This is the best. I love this lip gloss. I'm not adding any type of lip liner to this look because I just want to show you how good this lipstick is. Okay. So this is how it looks. Um, and I love this. This is just the best. Anyone bad, if anything, I'm grateful that I didn't decide to leave this earth because of someone that was being really rude for me to make it impossible for me to be that little kid of me and that little girl that just wanted to have friends and wanted to have a lot of fun with her best friend. Unfortunately, people can be mean and people can have stuff going on. So, I want you to know that whoever's watching, I want you to know that you are worth it no matter who tells you you aren't. Most definitely, you are the most that anybody could have. And yeah, this is my completed makeup look. If you like, subscribe. This is my NYX makeup foundation matte finish. That is not how you say that, but this is my setting spray. It's not a lot, but it does help with this type of glam. It doesn't come off at all, and it's very runny at first, but does the job as soon as it dries, and the fan hits good, and you look good. Alright, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked watching me put on my makeup and talk about people. I don't know how this is really goes. This is my first time posting anything like this, and I hope you liked the content. If you want to watch something else similar to this, please make sure you comment down below what it could be. If there's anything you might want to see that maybe you didn't see today, or just if anything, I just would like to have some feedback and hear from you all. But of course, make sure you support our channel, subscribe and like this video, and share it if you want anyone else to know how to get glammed up for the night. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.